I like this portal into everyone's inner space. I realize how sparse mine is. I have nothing cool behind me.
Are we showing our houses?
Some of us are.
I thought we were.
Well, I think I can show mine.
Plants.
Oh. Plants.
Plants.
All these plants.
Oh, music. Oh, start a band, guys.
We got a band.
Good morning, everybody. Hello. It's nice to see most of you. We're just here to say this is just like every other week, and everything's totally normal. And there's nothing weird about this.
We have yet to put a fully functioning boss into the game.
Bobsy's, it's a big angry plant.
Or shit battle.
Gigi and Vic and I are going over to PAX, and we will avoid getting the coronavirus. It's a ghost town outside, it's crazy. The freeways are empty.
Oh, maybe we are being too lackadaisical. Hopefully you all saw the announcement about us going to full-on work from home starting next week.
This milestone is totally fucked.
Started, okay. I'm here with my lovely crew, my daughter living on the camera, my wife over there in our very cozy office situation. I have a cuckoo clock. It makes meetings interesting. Beautiful, isn't it? We're at home. I'm at home, like a lot of you, just trying to stay healthy and sane and trying to get outside once in a while when it's safe. I'm here in my backyard, which is an exotic and faraway location right now. Here's my house. My house is so tiny, I can hold it in the palm of my hand. It's got one bathroom. And amazingly, work is still getting done on the game. It's not helping us get the game done any faster, but we are definitely still working on the game. It's an adjustment, but everyone's kind of settling into it and doing it for as long as we need to. So in the midst of all that, we've hired a new gameplay programmer. It was weird to introduce someone to the team on video. Okay, hi everybody. Please join me in welcoming Julie Gregg to Double Fine Productions. Julie, where are you? I'm gonna play the game where I find your face. There you are. You got a little yellow box around you. Hi, Julie Gregg. And she's great, and we've also brought on a few new cinematic artists and other new people, even in this crazy time. And it's been really interesting, and I think the team has really been doing an amazing job of staying connected, both in terms of work and productivity, but also socially.
This week would have been GDC, and there is some stuff being live streamed. But yeah, it's going to be weird. In the bottom corner, there's a thing that says stop video, and there's a little arrow that points up next to it. If you click that, and then you can choose virtual background.
It's the only video I could find.
By the way, Lauren, your microphone is not muted. Alt A if you need to.
Good. Just doing the work from home thing. So setting up computers, adjusting all that.
Lauren, we're listening to you in your conversation.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Lauren!
Ooh, you guys are matching.
I know, me and Gigi are matching. This is me.
Oh, no.
Wait,
Gigi,
I'm a very handsome dude.
You look like my brother Chase.
You're a very handsome man.
Trying to get together and do things like watch movies together and play games together, do yoga together, and all the things that we used to like in doing with each other.
I got sciatic nerve things.
Upper back shoulders for me, Katie.
Upper back shoulders.
My elbow and wrist is killing me.
Oh, we're falling apart.
Now it's that, plus also cats, pets, children bursting into frame.
Are they a bonded pair?
Yeah, they're brothers.
Oh,
Brothers. What are their names?
Where are the kittens? Where are the kittens?
all right.
Ezra and
What are
Zeb.
their names?
That's so cute.
What are their names?
Ray and Rusty.
Zeb.
Are they really named Zeb and Ezra?
They'd be much older, Tucker, if it was Ray and Rusty.
That's amazing.
I'll give you a little glimpse of Double Fine. This is Double Fine, Utah. This is my son. He's playing Animal Crossing. You can see our dog. Even our dog is bored these days.
Hey, Yuki.
Okay. It wasn't that big an adjustment to be working, but it was an adjustment having kids at home.
Hey.
You can see today on Wednesdays, we actually have all of the animators together. Everybody's streaming in Google Hangouts, so it's definitely not ideal, but we are making progress, and everybody's going through this together. So anyway, that's it.
Can I ask, how's everyone doing? How does it seem like all the folks are doing kind of through this? And it seems like signs are pointing to longer time away. If Google just said that they're not going to reopen until July 2021, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, how's everyone doing?
I left the house for the first time, so that was cool.
You're just trying to get it. You're like, I'm sick of this. I'm just going to go get it.
Like you don't go for walks?
We went for our first walk recently. We weren't going for walks now.
When my dog's here, I go for walks, but when he's not, I just work and then I go to sleep.
How are you doing, Key?
It's like this. You know, you think it's gonna get better, and then you read the news, and then you get really sad because it's not, and it feels like just nothing really is gonna change. To be honest, work has been for me nice in that I feel like I could affect change, that I could do something about things, as opposed to other stuff happening in the world that I don't have control over.
You guys, if it's really loud, just scream as loud as you can.
I am internally.
Can you guys hear now?
Yep.
Yeah.
No? Can I hear you?
I don't know.
We hear you.
No, I don't hear
your
you.
voice.
You don't hear us?
Just put on the headphones.
Yeah. Except I don't think they can hear us.
Kill me. Anyone else getting really bad video quality right now?
Yeah, it's like chopping around and stuff. This is going to be the part that requires some tweaking. The camera's on a spline right now, and where the camera is on... Uh-oh. Are you there? Tim?
Yeah.
Okay. Your video froze.
Oh, it says my internet. No!
It is very broken.
I love sharing things over the internet. It is so functional
awful.
and good.
It's awful. It's so fucking kill me, man.
Like, because of the pandemic, are we still November release?
That's an interesting question, Dave. So when we had our 1 year out meeting, one of the risks was not worldwide global pandemic. That wasn't actually on our risk list. We didn't really have any mitigation steps for that one. Sounds like we're not the only limited integration studio having this conversation with Microsoft. Their overall guidance has been, be safe, take care of your team, you have stability. And to me, it doesn't really make sense for us to pick a new date out of a hat while we're all out of the office and trying to get stuff done. But when we get back into the office, that'll probably be one of the first things we try and figure out.
Do we know what happened last sprint from a total work done?
Yeah, we're down anywhere from 30 to 50% from where we were.
I've definitely felt the slowdown from my team as well, but things are getting done.
The first milestone in quarantine, we hit a lot of, the levels seem to slow down a lot. For certain levels seem to slow down a lot. And I couldn't tell if it was quarantine or if it was just that we kind of overloaded those levels.
Like, I am fully behind just dropping everything and getting it working right now. And it's, a part of me feels it might be good for people too, because they can not focus on the levels, which in a lot of cases are going nowhere. because of our situation.
What are the levels that are going nowhere? All of them?
Right now, Gristle has been in limbo. Like Will and I have no art to do in there because we're waiting on design.
I mean, that sounds like a huge, like a red alarm kind of situation.
It is. I mean, I've been trying to shout it at the top of my lungs, but
it seems like it kind of like snuck into this meeting. Kind of like the lead has been buried here. Like if there are 2 levels that are not progressing, is that the sense that we have right now? That's big news.
I don't think
Hollis is having a lot of the same problems too. So,
like the Hollis level. And every time we work on it, it's like one of those weird fractal CG images where you get closer and it just becomes more complicated, and it just never seems to end. It seems like there's a level inside of a level inside of a level, because we, for scheduling purposes, realize the Hollis is 2 or 3 levels, but we've just been calling it 1 level.
But on the topic of these things, there's 5 weeks left in this milestone. How are you guys doing?
I mean, looking at how progress is going on the MCON stuff alone, I think we're going to need more time because we still have a game room, all of the MCON areas. We haven't touched most of Fall Class. And I think just because our designers can really only focus on one space at a time, and we have just 2 designers, it is probably going to need at least 1 more sprint. We can only do so many things at a time.
So that realization, I think, made the whole team feel like, well, we can't get this done by the milestone. We can get this part of it done, And I think it's recovered from that in that we've made the schedule more honestly reflect the work to be done in that level.
We need to continue working on that from the very beginning all the way to the Morris section.
I forgot to mention, Eggbeater, there doesn't seem to be any path.
Parts are there, but they're not polished and they're not shippable. I think the goal here would be to get those sections shippable so we know how much work it's going to take for the rest of the thing. The progress on this level has been pretty good, though. It's I think if we were in the office, it could probably be going a little faster, but I have been impressed at the speed that it's been working. This level has been coming together in quarantine, which is nice. That has been not fully my experience.
What is he doing?
A one-handed push-up.
Okay. What's that effect? Is it putting me back?
It should be like a pushing you back. There needs to be an animation for that.
Oh.
Whoa!
That's awesome.
Oh, now I'm gonna kill the other runner.
Oh man.
Yeah, you're dead. Clubs. Oh, nope.
That's a new.
Yay! Fun somehow. I'm used to playing the demo and critiquing every single thing, like that penetration on Hollis's butt. Yeah. Look at Tucker's long hair. It's good. I think it's a good look for you. You should go with it. Let it go. Yeah.
I looked like Keanu earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, great compliment.
Super cute. That's awesome. All right, everybody. Good to see you all. I got my 11 a.m. booty call.
All right.
Enjoy.
Makes me sick to realize what we're talking about.
Yeah, I do. I had no idea what you're talking about.
I like to leave these notes around the house for my wife to find. Booty call, 11 a.m. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
But now things have moved on to the boss phase, where we had a big change where we actually paused all development on all of their games, including Derek's game, which is going to be awesome. I was really excited about him doing that game and sad to pause that. And Lee's game that I'm excited about and had to pause that. We brought everybody in the studio back to Psychonauts in an effort to get Psychonauts done somewhere near where we want it to get done. We are actually requiring the help of both of our other 2 projects. We are having to pause development on those temporarily while we ask that team to come help us wrap this game up, because we really can't crunch the team, and we can't move our deadline anymore, and we can't cut any more things from the game, because we really need this game to be this first game from both, because it's a Psychonauts game and because it's the first game we're doing. Microsoft can't lower the quality bar on it. So because of all those constraints, we are getting our help from our friends on the other projects. And it's unfortunate because we don't want to pause those projects. Those are really important projects for me personally to get made and for the whole team, and they're really great games. And we're excited about them, but we are in a kind of very urgent situation with Psychonauts 2. And we're going to start after this next sprint, integrating them more after doing some planning.
We've been documenting as much as we possibly can, and we're going to do some final play tests before we put it to sleep and put it in cryostasis. Yeah. And but yeah, we're just maybe a couple people getting some rest and looking forward to working on Psychonauts because it looks amazing.
Because when we're looking at the schedule, we're going to go into next year, and if we didn't get help on the project, it would go into next year and who knows how long. Like, it seemed like it was just never ending. And of course, we're always looking at, can we cut stuff? And I felt like the problems were that we had cut a lot of important stuff, like the boss fights, and we had to stop cutting that stuff. We just had to get stuff done.
The first big item then is at the end of the Compton level, you fight the 3 puppet judges. Now I realize you guys who are coming in have no idea what that means probably.
Oh, welcome to the project.
Don't forget they're goats.
And they're all goats. Yes, goat, hand puppet characters.
Sounds amazing.
Your background, just move a little bit to your left. There's children here, thank you.
All right. So my next agenda item from that is we have the team consisting of Lee and Gabe, and there's been kind of some discussion back and forth. Somebody in some meeting said Gabe's good at hooking up dialogue, so I just wrote down that note.
He is. You're welcome.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that for now.
Well, I think I could easily see Gabe and Lee making like enough of a prototype to use as kind of a document to make everyone understand what the design is, to like test out scale and camera issues and that kind of pitch type stuff.
Okay.
And so we got the help of Lee. It's really nice to have Lee on the team. It's like during Broken Age, having someone not senior can just kind of take a area of the game and apply his brain to it.
Things coming to a head. Coming to a head is one way to say it. Yeah. Wrapping up nicely and elegantly is another. Yeah. Yet a third way is crash landing a plane. I'm not saying either of those is appropriate.
But how's it feel to be inside of the chaos now, like versus just watching it from afar?
I didn't say chaos. You said chaos. Oh, my first impression is there was some really cool stuff in there. There was a lot in the game, like there's a lot of variety. There's a lot of really cool moments. There's some really neat, weird, I'll call it quasi-psychedelic stuff that they're doing with portals and camera and things like that I really liked. And so those are all the things that struck me. And then the other thing was just like, wow, there's still, and I knew it was going to be a lot of content because I knew I'd played through Psychonauts 1. There's a lot of unique content. And so I was like, wow, there's still a long way to go for this game to get done. Which wasn't a surprise. It was just a reaffirmation of like, yep, there's a lot of levels. They're big. There's a lot of unique moments. These all got to be connected and refined enough. And the storytelling has to have all these through lines. I think the bosses, at least in say Tim's mind, they're there to serve these big narrative beats, probably even more so than player skill testing. And I think that's probably appropriate for Psychonauts 2. We'll see how it all fits together, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of changes, but I think you always want like a little surprise or a fresh experience at the end, regardless of its mechanical skill challenge level or its narrative beats. Just like you want to see something a little different. And that's what we're trying to do. This was an idea, maybe not the best idea, but
I've seen enough.
Come on, downsize is a mini Bob. Look at
axed. Your downside, those are good. Man, the dialogues are written.
And then to mix it up, or instead of, we also have this other idea here. He doesn't have to say fire, but it's still about the idea of him firing you. And then you get to the island, and then there's Bob's in this little cocoon. I think probably whatever makes most sense to you from a writing standpoint of that, because it's just a small action we wanted to give the player, so they had a moment to see Bob struggling with this moth. And so you think
I have to clean up this cat barf. Hold on.
You say he has to clean up some cat barf?
I think so.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like there'd be some details to work out, but I can't imagine any of the big ideas not working. So that's awesome. And so we have the, Derek and his people and Kevin working with Jeff. So it's a little mix of the old team and the special pitch hitters team working on stuff in Compton's level. And it's really gross, but it's cool.
You were saying you were reading from a document, something
Yeah.
about a puke laser.
I'm reading Jeff's description of the puke laser, and it's beautiful. Jeff, you're a poet. This is great.
As these goats are sweeping the combat arena with their puke, and you sort
Excuse me, did you say sweeping the playfield with their puke?
Yes.
Okay, that's it.
Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, BA. Start. There we go. Okay.
Guys.
So there's basically 4 different versions that they're mocked up.
Wait, they're eating their own puke?
That is the implication in that first one. And also the second one.
It's a little rough, you guys.
Yes.
Whoa. Some luscious barf. Oh, well, you do hold to the struggle?
Struggle, yeah.
No!
Oh.
No, God!
We can also quickly look at the attacks for the hands.
I really like the blender.
Plus, isn't Egg Beater Raz's
oh, yeah.
call sign?
That's right, it is.
No, my God!
Definitely a
Gary.
I didn't realize how much like vomit is just this amazing catalyst for all your guys' creativity.
No, I I hadn't seen a ton of the game beforehand, so it was really surprising how much was in there and how great it looked. It was really intimidating to try to come on and like do some you want me to design stuff for this, because it's like you guys are doing great. I don't like, why am I? You don't need me. Just yeah, but yeah, it was nice though.
Another big thing we did was we made a cuckoo clock. We got a cuckoo clock. No, another thing we did was made Seth Marinello the lead designer, which is something I've wanted to do for a long time because we haven't had a lead designer for a while. Hello, sir. Welcome to our first base touching of the new era of Seth Runs Everything.
I don't know if that's exactly the case.
I am taking off. I'm going to go on vacation. You're in charge of this shit show.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Hi, Lily. As after Zach left, we had no lead designer for over a year.
And I would kind of act as the final decision maker, being creative director on the project. But you need more than that. You need like someone in there who kind of keeps the whole design of the project in their head and helps everybody know what's designed, helps everyone knows what all the decisions are, and helps everyone remember how the whole thing fits together.
Our game is really big, and a lot of people don't touch every part of it frequently. I mean, I was just having a conversation with Lauren earlier about how now that we have this upgraded side blast thing that chains, there's this problem where in all the later levels of the game, none of which we're working on right now, you can shoot a regret and it bounces to the other regrets.
Seems like I killed them all in one shot.
And you can kill like 5 of them in one shot, like you saw in the Bob Z level.
I'm still talking to you. I think that's a fine development. Like I kind of think, in fact, there should be a moment. I always hate in the game where they escalate both things at the same time. But I feel like there should be a moment where for like half a level, you really can waste all the regrets as much as you want, really fast. And then you're like, oh, now the regrets have powered up too. Now there's double regrets or like armored regrets or big weight regrets or something we can do simply, or just more regrets. And I've been turning to Seth a lot for especially narrative stuff. I'm like, wait, what state do we have Ford do this and we have this? And like, when did we say that was that? Can you walk around? Can you get to this place when you? And he usually can sum it up, either a document or a memory of what we decided on that. And it's been so many years on this project that some of the decisions were made 5 years ago. And we're like, wait, what did we say we were going to do with that? Because there's a plan for everything, right?
I absorb a lot of it, and it just sort of sits in my head in a way that I can access. 2999 is like reunite with Nona, and it's the transition from Ford Gravedigger into Act 3. It's like at a certain point, you're just like, I don't know, I just look at this every single day for now 3 years.
So anyway, Seth has always been, through all the crazy ups and downs the project's happened, the project has been through so many conflicts and some ugly times, and Seth has always been just very positive and pushing forward solutions. Like, oh, here's a design doc. I designed this thing, it's not designed yet. Here it is. And so, I've always appreciated his ability to just focus on what's the work that we need to do and get it done. Well, if you boot up the game right now, and you're Microsoft, what would be the first point you'd hit something really janky?
Well, Hollis.
Yeah.
Which isn't really that janky. I think the question is like
not finished. I mean, maternity and stuff like that. The mini games were not finished. They're not an alpha.
Huh. Well, it's different, but maybe it's not so bad.
And that's one of the interesting things where, like, right now we actually have a lot of really good content, but it's not pulled together in a way where you can, like, you have to squint really hard to see what it's trying to be.
I know there's this time bomb ticking where there's this grace period where then Microsoft's going to be like, hey, send us the build. Like, send us the game. and if I hesitate even a second, I would send up a million red flags for me. Like, the game's been in production for like 4.5 years and it's going to be shipping soon. And I'm like, well, I don't really want to send you a build right now. Like,
I'm just starting in my head to start thinking about, like, how much is this game going to slip its date? Because, Andy and I started talking about this yesterday and I was going to be quiet, but then, sorry, Andy, I have some, we're going to have to start having some more serious discussions about dates soon. I think. I'm not sure we can wait till we're back in the office to review the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with
my
all that.
my gut on this is we really do not know the true answer to that until we lock ourselves into a room for 2 weeks.
So we can't do that though.
Planning, and I know we can't do that.
Well, we can't do that mostly because
we end up in a place where we've got some wish list date, and then the team is upset because they feel like they have a goal they can't hit, and we can't keep doing this to the team either. So we have to have some better process of picking a date.
This game, from what I've seen, could go on forever.
I agree, but we also can't pick a date the team doesn't believe in again.
I think most people feel like, okay, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in this game, and it probably can be stitched together to be great. You know what I mean? But I don't think people are like, yes, we're 100% sure all these levels are great, right? And so it's not like we're in that position where we're just kind of noodling with something and changing colors back and forth because we can't decide about what's greater. It's more like we're worried, like, oh, this game can't be bad. And our first game with Microsoft can't be bad. And Psychonauts games can't be bad. Double Fine games can't be bad.
We need the qualitative information from you, Tim, and the leads to the team to tell them what to do to close this game.
Okay.
Because we've done a lot of exploration and testing and prototyping, and we've been in this phase for so long. People they're ready for, like, just tell me how to finish.
Making out. Yeah, make out. Woo!
I hate you, Gigi. My wife was so embarrassed now.